going to be a re-recorded session because the earlier the conversation we had, later on we got to know that there were some factually incorrect details that were put into the video, and so we decided to re-record this. The only reason behind it being that we want to tell it to the people that we are not putting out narratives which are not true. We try to stick to the facts, and we want to make sure we propagate only right news to the people. So with that, I want to shake things up a little from this episode. I want to tell a story of my own. This is not going to be the primary story, but this is going to be a story that you have already known that happened like last week. So this happened right before Durga Puja. Okay. Right before Durga Puja, for people who don't know, Durga Puja is like a very huge festival here in Kolkata and in West Bengal in general. It is considered to be in UNESCO intangible heritage, if I'm not wrong, isn't it?
Intangible cultural heritage or something.
Yeah, intangible cultural heritage, like the whole puja itself. Like I think this is the first in that category. Durga Puja is considered that. So right before Durga Puja, what happened is I was watching a video late at night. I'm not going to tell the name of the video as such, but then when I tell you of haunted dolls, what comes into your mind? That's what I was asking you earlier.
Annabelle.
Yeah, most people are going to say Annabelle. That is said to be the most haunted doll in the world. It's not, because Annabelle, if Annabelle the doll is there in USA, it cannot affect you here in India or in Kolkata in general. But there are dolls which can affect you over phone. That can affect you from the screen of your phone. And one such doll is. I'm going to obviously beep the name because I don't want to just throw the name out, because there might be kids who are watching this video and I do not want them to go and search for this doll. How this doll looks. You are not supposed to look at the eyes of this doll. I was tempted to, but I kid you not, what I did is I looked up till here and then I looked back. Nah, this is not a right decision. Then I looked up till here. I was like, no, this is not a good decision. I came till here and I stopped the video. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this video. Later on, what I did was there was a portion of the video that I wanted to show to my mom. So what I did is I scrolled through the video. You know how like you can just on your phone you can tap on the video and like just scroll through it and the preview slides by. On the preview, I looked the doll in the eyes. Now this doll is not supposed to be looked in the eyes unless and until you take permission from the doll. You have to ask the doll, can I please look into your eyes? Like it's a show of respect to the doll. And I accidentally looked at her eyes and immediately I felt my ears humming. I could hear my ears humming and I had cold sweat and my ears were warm from the back. I was like, okay, I have done a mistake. I immediately turned it off. I did not even show mom the video that I wanted to show her. The very next morning, what I found is a bruise on my belly. Now this has happened before I recorded even the first session of this story time with Debanshu. I have not put it out to the world. The reason behind it was I was not certain what caused it. It might have been a medical issue on my part. That's why I did not put it out. But then yesterday my reports came in. Everything was negative. There was nothing wrong with me. And yet I had the bruise, and I can assure you there's nothing in my household which comes to that height. So I'm going to show that bruise to you right now. You have not probably seen the bruise yet. It's barely visible right now. Can you see this? Like I'm going to put a picture of this. Like this is going to be a before and after. It's been 21 to 22 days already that this bruise has been here. And it was deep as fuck. It was as if somebody has punched the shit out of me, and it was not a big hand. It was a small hand that has punched me. And there's nothing in my house. I have like literally walked around my house trying to figure out if anything comes to that height. There's nothing in my house that comes to that height. And it happened early in the morning. First thing in the morning, I wake up, I find this over here. And there was a lump inside, as if, like, you know how when you're punched, a bump is formed. It was there. They did a bleeding and clotting test on me. They did some platelet counts and normal hemoglobin counts. Everything, there was nothing wrong. The doctor said that, this is from an injury. Like you were hit. And I was at home. For the previous 7 to 8 days, I was at home. I did not even go out. How could it have happened? So then I connected the dots. Say it was maybe because I did something that I was not supposed to do. And from then on, I'm like a bit more serious about these things. So anyway, I think we can start with your conversation directly. So the thing is, Shay, I was having a conversation with Samik the previous day. He was telling me how like people tend to feel more things when they're living in a more isolated place, like maybe in a smaller town or a smaller village, rather than when you are living in a big city. So since your user handle is small town boy and you are from Durgapur, I think you might have people who face more of these things, or you maybe have yourself faced some of these things. What is your opinion about this whole, the opinion in general?
I don't think, because see, I have not experienced something personally. So আমি সেখান থেকে কিছু সেরকম ভাবে বলতে পারবো না। But whatever instances like বিশ্বাস করার মতন, মানে এরকম তো প্রচুর লোকে এরকম গল্প বলতে থাকে, হ্যাঁ ঘুরতে গেছি, করেছি, এই হয়েছে। But it's from what the general perception is, তুই যেরকম বললি যে ফাঁকা জায়গাতে, because recently I was seeing a video যেখানে ওরা বলছিল যে ওরা তোর ওই কি বলে ভেদিক ভিলেজে ছিল, and they booked a bungalow and it was haunted, like someone was knocking at the door রাত্রিবেলায়, they heard noises about someone pushing and pulling furniture and stuff, and it was 7 to 8 people, পুরো ফ্যামিলি ছিল একটা হোল বাংলোতে, And I don't know, there were mixed reviews in the comments. Some people said যে আমি এখানে 10 বছর ধরে থাকছি বা 5 বছর ধরে থাকছি, I never faced such a thing. And অনেকে বলছে যে হ্যাঁ জায়গাটা হন্টেড, ভিলেজে আমি এরকম এক্সপিরিয়েন্সেস পেয়েছি and all. Now the thing is, ওদেরকে there are two ways to see this. একটা হচ্ছে যে ওখানে যে ওদের বাংলোর কেয়ারটেকার ছিল, সে নাকি বলেছিল যে মালিক প্রায় পুজো করায়, যজ্ঞ করায়। Now there can be two aspects to it, কি যজ্ঞ করাই বলে হওয়া উচিত নয়, maybe someone mischieving around the place and all, making them go crazy just to have fun, or maybe যজ্ঞ করাই because some entity is there and they don't want others to see it, or they want it to go away. This তো ভিডিওটা দেখে এটাই ছিল, and it's not, এই দুটোই আমার মাথায় আইডিয়া এলো, and I did not think further. এবার আরেকটা ব্যাপার হচ্ছে যে আমি মামার বাড়িতে, আমার মামার বাড়ি একটা গ্রামে, এবার আমার মামার বাড়ি ইজ এ হিউজ প্লেস, তো মানে ইটস অ্যান অ্যানসেস্ট্রাল প্রপার্টি, ইটস এ বিগ প্রপার্টি, অ্যান্ড ওই কমপ্লেক্সটার মধ্যে যেখানে আমাদের বাড়িটা আছে, ওখানে কমপ্লেক্সের মধ্যেই একটা বড় পুকুর আছে। সো আমাদেরই পুকুর, কিন্তু লাইক পিপল ইউজ ইট, আশেপাশের লোকজনরা চান করে ওখানে, মাছ ফাছ ধরা হয়। তো এবার এই পন্ডটাকে ঘিরে চারিদিকে ঘন কলা গাছ, আর ওই সাইডে মানে আমাদের বাড়িটা যেদিকে সেখানে ঘন কলা গাছ, আর ওই সাইডে ফেসিং দ্য রোড অ্যান্ড ফেসিং দ্য আদার কমিউনিটিস, ওইখানটায় তোর জাম গাছ আছে, তারপরে তোর কি বলে ওটাকে, ট্যামারিন ট্রিজ। তো বেসিক্যালি the whole pond is more or less covered by some vegetation. তো এখানে একটা সেইং আছে কি, এই কলা গাছগুলো, কলা বাগানটাই যেটা আছে ঘন, সেখানে একটা কোনো দৈত্য থাকে, ঠিক আছে। নাও শুধু আমার মামা বা দাদুই সেটা বলেনি, আশেপাশের লোকজন যারা বাচ্চা ফাচ্চা আছে তাদের, ওরাও বলতো যে এখানে দৈত্য থাকে। আমার দৈত্যটার নাম মনে পড়ছে না এই মুহূর্তে, দিস ইজ টু স্মল, তারপরে আর ওটা নিয়ে বেশি ভাবিনি আমি। বাট সো মেবি যে বাচ্চাগুলো জানতো এটার ব্যাপারে, that made me think ki acha they did not want the kids to maybe go there রাত্রি বেলা, যদি ঘনের মধ্যে সাপ ফাপ কামড়ে দেয় কিছু, for their safety. And then there can be যে হ্যাঁ সত্যি হয়তো ওখানে কোনো একটা এন্টিটি বাস করে। বাট I have আমার গা ঝিমঝিম ফিল করেছে ওই সাইড দিয়ে যখন পেরিয়েছি, দ্যাট আমি এমনিতেই খুব একটা ভীতু ছেলে, ঠিক আছে। No, I don't know if গা শিরশিরানি যে ভাবটা সেটা was because of the entity or because I was just scared in general, but whatever, if they did not want me to go there, it worked. The basic it worked. Now, but a really true story that I have, এটা হয়েছে তোর, it's not from a small village or small town, it happened in Guwahati, it's a big city.
Okay. Right? Okay, this is the incident that happened to your Mashi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, before you go into that, I need to tell you this story that you said ki everybody warned you not to go and it worked for you, you did not go, and tar agar incident or whatever you said ki there's a haunted bungalow where the pujas and all happen. Connected to these two stories, I'm going to tell you a story today which has happened to me personally, because you just like I don't think before sitting down ki which story I'm going to tell you. Okay, so ajke because you told me these two incidences, randomly it came to my mind that will be the perfect instance to tell you today. Okay, so with that, I think you Agadian, we had a conversation about this and we missed that portion out today, so I think I'll just add to it. I was telling you these anomalies or these entities, they take energy from devices, like electrical devices. So when I said this, you said ki, so doesn't it contradict the fact, say, how can they be felt more in secluded and village areas, because there is no electrical devices over there? How can you feel them more over there? So to clarify that to my audience as well, and to just bring that conversation back into this, I will say ki when you are in a secluded place, you tend to feel more of these things. Why? Because there's a quietness around you. When you're living in a city, there is some noise that is happening around you. There's a bus going, there's a dog barking, something is happening all the time. And even if there's a noise, a knock somewhere, you are not willing to go and check, because I'm too busy with my own life, I don't want to do that. And like I said in my previous episode, I believe every house is haunted. There is some entity that exists in every house. It can be a guardian entity. It's probably not a bad thing. Maybe somebody's dadu passed away or dida passed away. Where are they going to go? They are going to stay with their loved ones only. These are not bad entities, but they are there to watch over you, to protect you. So with that, I think now you can start with your story. Tell me what happened to your Mashi essentially.
হ্যাঁ, তো একটা ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড দেওয়ার জন্য, আমার মেশো আর্মিতে চাকরি করে, and মাসি after marriage she has stayed with him in various postings, ঠিক আছে। What I'm talking about, this incident happened in the east, গুয়াহাটিতে। তো মেশো was posted in Guwahati at that time. Now মাসির দুটো ছেলে আছে, একটা বড় ছেলে আর একটা ছোট ছেলে। ছোট ছেলেটার নাম হচ্ছে কিংশুক was 2 years old at that time when this incident happened. তো it was a new posting, and ওদের বাড়ির চারিপাশে কিছু ছিল না, to the left and to the back there was nothing, খালি জায়গা পুরো। To the right and to the front maybe there were more quarters and a township sort of, যেটা সিভিলিয়ান এরিয়া হয়, আর্মি ক্যাম্প। সো মাসি বরাবরই নাকি ওখানে একটা মানে ইরি টাইপের ফিল করতো, যেটা কখনো অন্য কোথাও করেনি। and there are these maintenance guys যারা they do maintenance work in the whole army camp, right? তো one day they came, কোনো কলের কোনো কাজ ছিল, and it's like মাসি গল্পের মধ্যেই বলেছে যে আমি এখানে কিরকম একটা ফিল করি, ভয় লাগে, আমার বড় ছেলে থাকে না, হাজবেন্ড থাকে না, তখন কিরকম একটা ভয় লাগে, অন্য কোথাও আমি ফিল করিনি, ইন্ডিয়াতে তো এত জায়গায় পোস্টিং হয়েছে থেকে এসেছি, আমার কখনো এরকম কোনো অসুবিধা হয়নি। সো দিস প্লাম্বার, দিস গাইজ সেড কি আপনি দেখেননি কিছু? এন্ড দেন মাসি ওয়াজ লাইক দেখবো মানে কি, দেখার কিছু আছে এখানে? এন্ড দেন দে ওয়ার লাইক হ্যাঁ, মানে আপনাদের আগে যারা ছিল তারা এন্টিটি দেখতো এখানে, এটা একটা জানা বিষয়, এখানে একটা মহিলা সুইসাইড করেছিল, তো লোকে দেখতে পায়। নাও আনটিল দেন she had not seen anything, she has just felt an eerie presence around the house, ভয় লাগতো in general এরকম। after a few days she starts seeing shadows, ঠিক আছে? এবার শ্যাডোটা ঠাকুর ঘরে ঢুকতো না, লাইক she used to do puja maybe and she used to just stand right there outside the ঠাকুর ঘর, এরকম টাইপ, just a shadow of a woman, ঠিক আছে? and যখনই এই তোর প্রদীপ নিয়ে গেল বা ধুনো, যজ্ঞর ধুনো, তখন ওটা মুভ করতো, like as if it's running away from a religious sort of worship, something as if it's running away from it.
I get it. So did she used to see it from her periphery, like side vision?
No, straight away she used to see a shadow,
like
she got shit scared, like এরকম তুই ধর যজ্ঞর ধুনোটা নিয়ে যাচ্ছিস, even see
I got goosebumps. What the hell are you talking
I am getting goosebumps while saying it, ঠিক আছে? তো it's like আমি তো দেখিনি, বাট ইমাজিনিং সামওয়ান গোয়িং থ্রু ইট, মানে আমি যদি করি, আমি তো মানে আমি ঘরেও থাকবো, আমি ধুনো কি, আমি বেরিয়ে পালাবো, পাড়ায় কোথাও অন্য কারোর বাড়ি চলে যাবো, হোয়াট দ্য ফাক ইজ গোয়িং অন? তো দিস ইউজ টু হ্যাপেন। অ্যান্ড দ্য ইন্টারেস্টিং থিং ইজ যে বাচ্চাটা 2 বছরের বাচ্চা, ও মানে র্যান্ডামলি হয়তো ও নিজের মনে কিছু করছে, মানে মাসি তখন ওর কাছে নেই, হি ইজ অ্যালোন ডুইং সামথিং, ঠিক আছে? সাডেনলি হয়তো মাসি রান্না করছে বা টিভি দেখছে, ও হঠাৎ দৌড়ে এলো মায়ের কাছে, মাম্মি ভূত আয়া, মেরে কো বাই বলা আর চালা গেয়া, এরকম। ভূত আয়া কি বলছিস? মানে প্রথম ট্রিভিয়াল লাগতো মাসি, যে এটা তো পাশের ইমাজিনেশন।
Obviously he couldn't speak that clearly when he was 2.
No, he spoke মা হিসাবে she understood what he's trying to say, ঠিক আছে? এই ভূত ওয়ার্ডটাও বলতে পারতো, মানে ও বুঝিয়ে দিত যে এরকম একটা এন্টিটি এসেছে, আমার দিকে স্মাইল করেছে বা বাই বলেছে, চলে গেছে, এরকম টাইপ।
So since he was a kid back then, obviously তোর মাসি ওকে নিশ্চয়ই বলেনি ইনসিডেন্টটা যে তার আগের ওনার্সরা।
না, obviously not.
Otherwise he would be scared.
Yeah,
obviously.
And he was not scared of that entity. He was like casually coming and saying कि भूत आया, मेरे को हाय बोला, चला गया, ऐसे टाइप। So এরকম। And ছোটবেলায় he used to dance by himself, মিউজিক শুনলে হয়তো ডান্স করতো একা, and he's very shy, so he used to dance alone. And one day he was dancing like that, and মাসি তো নিশ্চিন্ত আছে, নিজের কাজ করছেন, like the guy is dancing, doing whatever, let him do. So suddenly he comes up to her and says कि भूत आया, मुझे देख के हंसा और चला गया, like as if she enjoyed seeing a kid dancing and she went away. It's like that. So basically the entity did not cause any harm to them, but as humans I think we are very scared of these things. So মাসি obviously scared ছিল, and তারপরে এই ঘটনাটা যখন বারবার ঘটতে থাকে, তখন একটা যজ্ঞ করা হয়েছিল বাড়িতে। ইসকনের একজন প্রভুকে নিয়ে যাওয়া হয়েছিল এখান থেকে, দিয়ে সে যজ্ঞ করে দিয়েছিল একটা। তারপর থেকে আর ওই এন্টিটিটাকে দেখা যায়নি, শ্যাডো আর মাসি দেখতে পায়নি। এবার
But she did did she have that creepy feeling anyway?
No, nothing. এখনো যে আমি মাসির সাথে এটা নিয়ে কথা বলি, she is very casual about it. এখন আর জিনিসটা মাসিকে হন্ট করে না, বা ওটা নিয়ে কিছু প্রবলেমও হয় না। এন্ড ওখানে তো তাও মেশো থাকতো, এখানে তো কলকাতায় এসে তো মাসি একা থাকে, and she has never complained about anything in কলকাতা. And so এই শ্যাডোটাও যখন আসতো, it used to be seen in very specific times, যখন মাসির বড় ছেলে থাকতো না, যখন হাজব্যান্ড থাকতো না। It's like it's very weird.
ক্রিশ কোথায় থাকতো তখন?
মেবি বাবার সাথে মার্কেটে গেছে বা টিউশন পড়তে গেছে, সামথিং। লাইক দে বোথ ওয়্যার নট देयर, আইদার ক্রিশ বা আইদার মেশো যদি থাকতো, মাসি এটা দেখতো না। Right.
Like maybe like it can depend on how this woman died and why she committed suicide. Maybe it had something to do with a man. That's why she would not present herself in front of a man.
Maybe.
And King Shukto is a small baby.
যেখানে প্লাম্বাররাও বলছে কি এখানে আগের ওনাররাও কিছু একটা দেখেছে and all. So maybe this entity just used to stay there until this যজ্ঞ and it went away. But এরকম তো হতে পারে না যে আগে যারা ছিল তাদের ভয় লাগেনি, তারা যজ্ঞ করায়নি, নাও করাতে পারে, বাট I don't know, পুজো করানোর পরে যজ্ঞ করানোর পরে চলে যায়, তো আর এটা নিয়ে কেউ বেশি ভাবেও না।
So the thing is it presented itself right after these guys said ki there's something there. So
yes.
If only your Mashi would have seen it, I could have just debunked it, saying that it's probably psychological. It's just because she heard it, she saw it. But
yes.
Then the kid is also seeing it. It cannot be psychological, because I could have said it's psychological. Currently the plumber said ki there's something, people before you have seen something over here.
Yeah.
But then even if she is seeing it, how is King Shuk seeing it?
Yeah.
So it cannot be mass psychosis.
Yeah.
Everybody is seeing it at the same time.
And he was 2 years old at that time.
So-
Did not
so
even understand what these guys were
Makes
talking
absolute
about.
no sense. But
Yeah.
from the story that you told me, say, your Mashi saw a shadow figure. And
Yeah.
shadows, as we know, doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any distinct features. But King Shuk saw this shadow and said this shadow smiled at her.
Yes.
Smiled at him, sorry. And
Yes,
he
yes,
did
yes,
not
yes.
say
Very weird.
it was a shadow. He said it's a bhoot.
Bhoot.
So
Yeah.
essentially, what that means is that our vision spectrum, our psychological conditioning, poised the ghost as a shadow to us. But then kids can see ghosts clearly. I am telling you, I've
No,
seen.
I think আমার যতদূর মনে হয় যে যদি মানুষের ফর্মেই আসতো বা সাপোজ ঘোস্টটা এসেছিল তার প্রিভিয়াস ফর্মে যখন বেঁচে ছিল তখন যেরকম ওরকম ফর্মে হয়তো কিংশুককে দেখা দিয়েছে, বাট দেন তখন হি উড বি সেইং কি কোন একটা আন্টি এসছে বা সামথিং, হাউ
Exactly.
উড হি think that is a ghost, like something was there that he understood that this is not a worldly entity, this is an otherworldly entity, and ওটাকে ভূত বলে something.
That's what I'm saying.
and ও স্মাইলও দেখেছে যে
Exactly,
smiled
that is the point that I'm grabbing. He said she smiled at him.
Yes.
So essentially, what I was reading about and what I also heard about is kids up until a certain age, they are more psychic. Like every kid is born a psychic. They can at times even talk about their past lives. I don't know if you have heard of it. But then after a certain point of time, it gets blocked. What essentially happens is when a person is born, all their chakras are free flowing. But then as the burdens come up, you have to study. You have to maybe get into a music class or a dance class. You have to pursue a certain stream in order to be successful in life. So what these do is they block the chakra, the flow of the chakra, and with that, the psychic abilities slowly dull down. Okay. There are videos that are available on the internet. I don't know if you search for videos like this on YouTube, you'll find videos where a kid who is very young, cannot teach him anything like to act a certain way, pointing inside a room, looking up there, and saying something like "Momo," and shaking his hand. Like the mother goes up, looks into the room, turns on the light. There's nothing in the room, and even if something is supposed to be there, someone is supposed to be there in the room. Who is going to be that fucking tall?
yeah.
So there are kids who can actually see entities. And maybe Kingshuk could see entities as a kid too.
He is very drawn in towards the horror videos or horror movies, বলে আমি ভূতের সিনেমা দেখবো বা ভূতের ওই গেম প্লে গুলো আছে না, সাম
Resident Evil and stuff.
গ্র্যানি হয়ে গেল, তারপরে আরেকটা সেই একটা ডল আছে বড় বড় দাঁত, হোয়াটস দ্য নেম অফ দ্যাট গেম, পপি অর সামথিং, গেমটার নাম পপি
Poppy Playtime.
yeah the নীল ব্লু কালারের ডল।
I've never played Poppy Playtime. I don't know. I did not know the name of the game.
হ্যাঁ, তো he is intrigued towards all these things, but now he does not remember that incident that happened. And ওকে একদিন জিজ্ঞেস করলে ও কোনো রিপ্লাই দেয় না, কোনো রেসপন্স করে না।
Maybe he's scared now. That can be a thing as well.
I don't know, he just does not react or does, it's like as if
What are you even
nothing
talking
happened.
about?
Yeah, like that. Now he's scared of ghosts like a normal person. মানে he's very intrigued and he's very drawn in towards these horror and scary things, but he there has to be someone with him. একা দেখতে পারবে না, একা দেখলে ওর ভয় লাগে।
My mind is going to the scientific aspect of it. Ki how is this entity getting enough energy to manifest itself as a full-on shadow that's going around the house throughout the day?
I have no idea, man.
Maybe pent-up frustration. You never know.
এর সবথেকে বড় ব্যাপার ওখানে কারেন্টও যেত প্রচুর ভাই, so I have no idea how it used to manifest itself. Means
Current
out of
je to,
all the
bhai,
places
electricity
they-
failure might be caused by the ghost itself. Ki it's taking all the energy in.
ওই অত এনার্জি যে পুরো আর্মি ক্যাম্পের কারেন্ট
Yeah,
চলে যাচ্ছে।
Taking that much energy, that's why she's manifesting it herself like throughout the day. Ki haan bhai, main to dikhayega ki main yahan pe. You never
হ্যাঁ,
know.
সেটা হতে পারে, সেটা weird, but
We can never tell unless and until we go there and investigate, bro. But then I don't think
नहीं तो
you
यार,
will
इनका तो
find
नहीं।
anything. Whatever.
yeah.
So, like you said, say what like people who came before, like they did not do a puja or something. Like maybe they did not. Like they were so scared they just ran away from there. Putli
Yeah.
patla gutiya. They were like, "Bhai, bhago, bhago,
হতে পারে।
bhago." Yeah, bas khatam. So then
You see, maybe if everyone is scared তাহলে সেটা হবে, but my Mesho is a very strong person
whatever.
and he would not believe these things. He will be like, "Dur ki
It's not about that. Bhevene, like there's that as well, na. Bhevene, I am the head of the family, okay? And my kids, my wife maybe is getting scared of these things. I might not be scared, but then for their well-being, maybe I leave the place.
yeah, সেটা হতে পারে।
That can be a thing. But then, like I think that doing a puja is a very good thing because it essentially most of the time, when spirits are stuck here is because they do not find a release. Doing a puja, doing a griha shanti, or doing a praying for them to find the light, as we call it, like it actually helps them in a way.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good story. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you my number one most haunted experience, which is the Tarapet experience. You've heard of it? I don't think you know the story.
আমার মামার বাড়ি কাছে ভাই, so the দৈত্য from my pond might have gone there to scare you.
So, like, কি সব বলছে? So this is an incident from 2015 or 2016. We were in class 9 or 10 back then. So went to Tadapet with two of my friends. So two of my friends, they were friends back then. I am not in contact with them right now. We did not even end our friendships in very good terms, so I'm not going to tell their names. So just for the sake of this video, let's name them Rohan and Sachin. So we wanted a hotel with a swimming pool in it. We were going like, let's have fun. So we booked a hotel which was strangely very cheap. Like the hotels that do not have a swimming pool there were like costlier than this hotel.
ধান গমের ক্ষেতের মাঝখানে ছিল?
No,
Was it that?
no.
Was it?
No, it was not.
Okay.
I'm going to tell the name, but obviously I'm going to beep it in the video. It's called in resort or something.
Resort is a very popular one which has a swimming pool, so I thought maybe তোরা ওখানে গেছিস।
No, I know that one. That's further out on the outskirts. Like,
Yeah.
It is also on the outskirts. It's right beside Sonar Bangla.
Okay.
Okay. It does not exist anymore. I'll tell the story. Let me continue with the story first.
Okay.
So we wanted a cheap hotel with a good swimming pool in it, and we found it. We were like, yeah, this one is it. Let's go. So we booked it. There were some contacts as well involved. Say, Rohan's dad had contacts with the hotel, so we went with the contacts, and we were like, yeah, we got the hotel even cheaper.
Yeah.
So who all went? My mom went. I went. Sachin and his mom. Rohan's sister, younger sister, and his mom.
Okay.
So 7 of us went. So me, Rohan, and Sachin were staying in one room, and the ladies were in the other room. It was probably the second or the third floor of the building we were staying at. We had a very fun day, enjoyed at the pool and everything. Later at night, what we decided is, let's do this. Let's play hide and seek. Okay, and what we'll do in the process, we'll scare Rohan's younger sister. She was very young. She was way younger than us. So even if we do dhappa, she's gonna be very scared of it. We were like, chalo, let's do it. While we were about to hide and like, we obviously told her to find us because we can bully kids. Yeah, don't do that. So we were like, yeah, you are it. Go count till 10. We are going to hide. So he was counting till 10, and right at that point of time, what we found is a very eerie-looking corridor. We have stayed in this hotel from the morning. We have not even laid eyes on this small corridor that existed over there. Even we were creeped out, and it was very dark inside. We were like, okay, this will be the perfect spot to like do dhappa. Let's hide inside here. So we went inside this corridor. So what seemed like a dead end to the corridor was not a dead end. There was right at the dead end, there was a leftward turn, and after a leftward turn, there was a door. So that means there was one room at the very end of this corridor that could not even be seen from outside the corridor. We were like, let's go inside here. What Rohan did is he turned the doorknob and it opened. He was in front. Okay, he opened. He looked inside. He said, "Oh, sorry, uncle," and he closed the door. I said, "Let's go." I was like, "Whom did you say sorry to?" He was like, "Arey, there was this uncle. He was eating food at the table, and we accidentally got inside his room, so I said sorry." I said, "But the room was dark. Why would he be eating in the dark?" He was like, "Arey, nah, it's all right. Let's just go into the room. Let's stop the game." We stopped the game. Okay? We went to our mom's room. Okay? We sat there and we said all these things. You know what we did? We went inside their room and accidentally opened the lock and stuff. Immediately at that point of time, what we heard is, you know those loud sounding elevators, like that dings very loudly whenever it comes up, and there was nobody on our floor. Okay? It dings, and we are like, shit, maybe this uncle is going to complain about us, so why not like go and like formally apologize for whatever happened. We're like, okay. So they were very scared. They pushed me in front. Debanshu, you go. I was like, okay, I'll go. No worries, that as long as you guys are staying behind me. They were behind me. I walked up. I tried opening the door. I turned the knob with all my force. It did not open. It did not budge. And immediately Rohan was like, take a step back, I'll try. He turned it very smoothly, it opened again. And the moment it opened, everything went dark. Like the corridor has small lights, even that went dark. Why? It was an electrical failure. And we were scared shitless. Immediately closed the door and ran back to our mom's room, and we told them, yeah, you know what, this happened. And at first, my mom is very scared of ghosts. Their moms were like, no, it's nothing, it's probably psychological, you guys are thinking about this. I'm like, okay, let's try again. From then on, every time we set foot inside the corridor, the electricity kept failing, which is a normal occurrence. I'm not saying this is the paranormal part. It might be something which was drawing energy from the electrical sources, but this is not the paranormal part because electricity keeps failing there. But every time, just as we stepped foot inside the corridor, it kept failing. That's when Rohan's mom was like, you know what? I am going with you guys. She's not scared of these things. She had her hair open, kid you not. Like they say you should not keep your hair open while you're going to a haunted location or something. She had her hair open, she walked in. The moment she also walked into the corridor, the electricity failed again. And she came back, she was not scared or anything, she just came back and she was like, this is haunted. This is not happening because of some electrical fault or something. This is a haunting, she said. So we called the reception desk and we asked them, why is the electricity failing like this? They were like, maybe there's something wrong with the generator. We are not facing any issues, but then the electricity is back now. we have switched off the generator. It should not be causing any problems anymore. They're like, okay. We asked, hey, what is there in that room? Who is staying in that room? Because we accidentally opened the door. And he was like, no ma'am, there's nobody over there. Because every room which doesn't have a guest in it, we keep the doors open. So that's why the door open, there's nobody in there. We're like, please come up. We think there's something there. Please check it out. So 2 guys came. They opened the door. Inside this room, I'm telling you, there was a table where Rohan said, there's a table, there's a table. Right above the table, there's a huge picture of Matara. Huge. In every room of this hotel, there are huge pictures of Matara. He showed us that there was nobody there. And what he did is, he locked the room. I'm locking the room. For your security, for your mental peace, I'm locking this room. He locked the room, went down. Rohan, what he did is, he tried going in again. Again, he sets foot in the corridor, the electricity flickers, and he's scared shitless. He runs back. There was a chowkat, and he trips on it. It hurts his leg, and he falls down in front of the chowkat. And now I am pissed. Whatever entity that was there, I'm pissed at it. Okay, I will go and check it out because I told you I'm not scared of ghosts. I stood up. I was like, I will see. No, I did not stand up. I was sitting beside my mom. I was like, I'll see what is there. Wait, I'm going with you. My mom grabbed me and pulled me down. She said, you will not set foot inside that corridor again. Because like I said, she is also scared shitless, right? And I like jerked her hand and I was like, no, I will go. I will see what is in there. And my mom slapped me in front of everyone. And the moment she slapped me, like the fire inside me burned even brighter. I will definitely go. Now that you have slapped me in front of my friends, you have embarrassed me, I will go definitely. Because I'm not scared of whatever it is. I stood up. I kid you not. The moment I stood up, there was a chair. Okay? Right? There was a balcony door. Right in front of it, there was a chair which had all our clothes on it. Like dumped on it. It was heavy. There was no way it could fall down or go anywhere in general. The moment I stood up, this chair stood on one leg, spun 3 times and fell on the floor. I kid you not. And the moment I saw it, like all this energy, all this like embarrassment, everything that was like budding inside me, it faded away. And like I stood up, everything got drained and I was like, dhup. I sat down again. और एनर्जी नहीं है भाई और जो दम था अंदर सब खुश हो गया है. I was 15 years old, ठीक है? That's not that old as well. Right now I would have probably still went inside, which I did, which comes later on. I went back when I was older. So this happened, and Sachin started crying. Saying, I am not going to sleep with my friends today. Mom, please let me sleep with you. Okay. And even Rohan was like, nah, this is going to be very risky. Please, let's stay here. And I am the only one who is saying, guys, we have plans for tonight. Let's sleep in the other room. As we planned on like chatting and staying up the whole night. We're like, okay, they needed a lot of convincing, but then we finally did that. And right when we stopped going inside the corridor, everything stopped. Like there was no more instances like that. The next time I went to the same hotel, my intentions were very clear because I am not scared of ghosts. I wanted to see what exactly I experienced back when I was a kid. I wanted to see what is going on. Went into the hotel with friends again. This time, Rohit, Chiranjit, Deepankar and me. The 4 of us went. It was right before college started. Like plus 12 ka exam ho gaya. Right before college is about to start, we went there. Nothing happened. Did not feel shit. One time, the electricity failed when me and Rohit were alone in the room. I just stood up. What is exactly going on? But then Rohit had a Motorola phone. He just did this. And there was light. I was like, yeah, nothing happened. Like there was literally nothing that happened. Next time I went there with parents. My mom, dad. Like I went there 3 times. Okay. My mom, dad, my uncle and my aunt, my sister, everybody went. What happened is my dad went inside a room with the staff over there. They were cleaning up. My dad goes in. He sees that the bed sheet is covered in blood and feathers that look like a chicken's feathers. You know, as if somebody has cut off a chicken over there.
কোথায় এটা কি ওই করিডোরের এন্ডের ওই রুমটায়?
No, just a room on the same floor. We were staying on the second floor. This is also on the second floor. That same room where my mom and the auntie stayed. It was that room. They were cleaning up. My dad walks in and he sees the whole bed sheet is covered in what looked like chicken feathers and blood. And the moment my dad walked in, all the workers were like cleaning it up fast so that my dad doesn't see anything. And he thought maybe some ritual was done there. Like he was very creeped out by it. So he told me that at night he felt like somebody was walking outside the corridor. He felt very stuffy and stuff like that. Nothing happened. Like I did not feel anything. Nobody felt anything other than that.
You know what is happening?
What is happening?
তোর ভিডিও ব্রেক করছে while you talk about the ritual.
Shit.
मैं घर पे अकेला है भाई. Suddenly a chicken comes to me, ting करे and
be like plum, pluck, boom. So that happened. Then 2 years fast forward, I went there again. you know, right? Like right after you reach the Tarapit station, like Rampurhat station, you take a auto to go to Tarapit. So we got up on the auto. They were like, "Do you have any bookings?" We were like, "Take us to hotel." And he looked at us. He was like, "Don't you know that hotel is closed? It's been 1 year. That hotel is closed." And we were like, "Why? It was working so fine. Why did they close it down?" They're like, "Oh, you have no idea? You have stayed there before." We were like, "Yeah, we have stayed there before. That hotel was haunted though."
Okay.
Like he just blurted it out as a fact. That hotel was haunted though. That's why they had to close it down. Things
না না বাংলায় কি বলেছিল?
he said যে আপনারা কি থেকেছেন এর আগে ওখানে নাকি প্রথমবার? আমি বললাম না এর আগেও তো থেকেছি। বলছে তো বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে। বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে কেন? এত ভালো তো চলছিল। তো ভূত ছিল তো ওখানে। আপনারা জানেন না? আপনারা কিছু ফিল করেন? So that like I can 100% say ki that was a haunted hotel. Whatever we felt like 5 years ago, back then when we got to know that the hotel was closed. So তখন থেকে 5 years ago, like in 2015, whatever we felt, that was actually there. Something was happening in the hotel which was preternatural. And I even asked the auto driver to stop in front of the hotel. I went in to check, and there were 2-3 staff members still there. The pool was all covered in garbage and stuff. And they were like, sorry, we are closed now. And we asked them as well, "Jay, did you close down because this place is haunted?" And they were like, "Who told you?" And we were like, "The auto drivers told you." And they were like, people are not supposed to know that narrative. They're like, "Please, like we are renovating. Don't like just." They did not open up after that. That hotel has been closed. There were no renovations. Nothing. That place is closed down now.
Some things cannot be explained, জানিস তো?
Some things cannot be explained. Like that's what this is all about. Like we are talking about stories that cannot be explained.
Cannot be explained, yeah.
With that, I think this is a very good place to end this podcast for today, end this episode at least for today. So if you guys liked what you heard or what you saw, do give it a thumbs up. Do like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends about this new podcast. This is a horror story podcast. We are going to bring better episodes and even more horrifying stories to you in the future. So with that, it's me and Swarnendu signing off. Bye.
Bye guys.